Welcome back everyone, and today we're going to look at a lens for the Z camera. This is by a company called YONGNUO. Apologies if I got that wrong. So they've sent this over for me to have a look at. So this is my first look. Obviously okay everyone, I'm stopping this before it goes any further and I'm just going to interject in here. I was just in the edit suite and I thought, you know what? I talk about how this lens looks and what it looks like on the camera and everything else. But I've been using this for a month now, so I wanted you to know the real world results straight away, as opposed to waiting to the end of the blooming video to see the bits. So a couple of things occurred to me when I've been using this, and I've been using it on commercial work, I've been using it on personal projects, and I've really been trying to use it. And the one thing is, when I upgraded to the Z system, my nifty 50, which I didn't really use a lot, I took it as a spare lens, I didn't bother to replace. I thought, why do I need a 50? I've got every other focal range going out there. So I didn't get a 50. I thought there's no need, I don't need it. I also always buy Nikon, generally. The only lens that I haven't is this one that's filming now, which is a Viltrox 14mm for the vlogging camera. And that's the only lens that I haven't really got that I use that isn't Nikon. Everything else is Nikon. It's blooming expensive. So I would not have bought this in a million years. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't have wasted my money on it, and yeah. So I've been using it on these shoots. I'm amazed, absolutely amazed. It's bigger than the nifty 50. It's heavier than the nifty 50, obviously. But the results out of it are amazing. These are straight out of camera, the photos we got on here. I haven't edited these at all. When I click the button in a minute, it's going to show you the cropped versions. So all I've done is crop it, but I've done nothing to colour, exposure, nothing into these. So we've got all of these here. If we go across, the detail is amazing that's coming out of these. Now, obviously I tried it a bit with the bokeh just to see what it comes out like, and actually really, really pretty on the bokeh. Just gorgeous onto that. So that was those sort of shots. And then we did some other shots. So these were shots that I did on location. We've got a light in the scene, it's period house, and these are some of the ones that we were getting out of it. Now these have been edited in all fairness, but these were all with the 50. And it was just such a versatile lens. It was absolutely spot on. The focus was amazing out of it, absolutely amazing. And it was such a pleasure to work with. I wanted to get that across pretty quick. I'm converted. I've got to be honest. I wouldn't have bought a 50 for the camera because I've got everything else going under the sun. And B, I wouldn't have bought it because it wasn't Nikon. And it didn't cost me £2,500. You know, it's a fraction of the price. If you have a look at the website and the stuff on it, it's amazing. Now, I was given this lens, and that's great, because it enabled me to go out and do a review. Now, they didn't get to see this review before it's gone out. They didn't get to influence it in any way. They just said, we'll send you a lens, you do a review on it. Wow, absolutely amazed. And I've got to admit, this is not really to do with these guys, this is to do with Nikon, and that's the buttons that are on the side of the lenses now. I use these for switching the eye when I'm doing focus, that's just mint. I know they took advantage of it and they put it onto here, and I appreciate that. But yeah, perfect workhorse lens. Anyway, hope that helped. You can watch the rest of the video now if you want to. If you don't, just go and check the lens out. Links in the description. Like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. But we'll carry on with the rest of the video and you can see how this looks. But I was interested in this 50mm because obviously switching over to the Z range, I didn't have my nifty 50. Yes, I could have used the FTZ adapter, but it just didn't feel right in my hand. It's a 50mm 1.8. We've got some little bits on the back there. So Hopefully that's going to focus in onto that. We can have a look at those. So we've got a function button on it apparently. We've got control ring. We've got eye autofocus, quick AF autofocus, I assume that is. F1.8, 0.45 meter focus, I suppose for macro stuff. Silent apparently, and it's updatable as well. So let's have a quick look at this and have first impressions, and then I'm going to go and use it for a little bit and see what we get out of this. Now I am going to arrange a portrait shoot with this because I think 50 is a good length for that. Let's see what we get in the box for our money. Nice foam packaging. Should do well in transport. QR code for manual. I'm sure we'll look at that. Warranty card. And manual. Okay. La 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 la. Pretty standard stuff. Let's have a look. Nice little lens hood. Nice matte black on the inside. You're probably not going to be able to see that successfully for the matte black, but actually it's nice texture to it as well. Let's have a look at this lens. Nice size. This is full frame, by the way, onto here. There we go. It's got a 58mm thread. We've got a function button on the side. We've got autofocus, manual focus there. Another function button there. So normally those two do exactly the same thing depending where it's positioned, but it might be separate. Looks like we've got a little cover there for a USB port maybe. This is where reading the manual probably comes in, because obviously you can update the firmware onto this. Yeah, we'll come back to that. And then we got the focus ring. And yeah, there's no USB port in there, so that is going to be the USB-C port into that to update the firmware. Yeah, we're going to need a pin to get that out, or the knife. Well, I'm not risking that just yet. Let's have a play with the lens first. So yeah, it's got a little bit of weight to it. Should be. Okay, let's just drop it on and see. They've actually branded all the lens caps and everything else, which is quite nice. So that's the form factor when it's on the camera. This is the ZF. So it's quite heavy, I've got to be honest, but you've got a nice support there with the lens and everything else for portraits. I think that's going to be, yeah. So it's not quite a nifty 50, I've got to be honest. But I think for portraiture and stuff like that, which I'd use this on, I think that's going to be pretty neat. I'm just listening to the focus. Stop that down to 1 point. Yeah, it's quiet. This is lovely. This is really nice. Nice feel to it. Let's put that back to auto EV. Beautifully sharp. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's try it with a bit of light coming off it. Nice. So that's it in terms of what we get in the box. I'm going to go, as I said, I'm going to go and play with this now. And yeah, let's see how good this lens is. So it's going to be a few days yet before I organise a shoot, because I didn't know when this was coming, so I hadn't organised a portrait shoot. I will organise that in the studio and we'll go and do some fantastic shots, hopefully. And we'll see how good this is. And I might just do a few outdoors as well, because actually it's a really nice focal length. Yeah, looking forward to using this. And obviously if we're going to use this on a crop sensor, we're going to get, you know, is it 85 out of that? So that's a nice focal length as well. So, right everyone, we're in the studio now. We're going to test this lens out, this 50mm 1.8. It's been fantastic up to now, so let's see what it's like in the studio. By the way, this is Amy. Oh, that was the quietest hi I've ever heard. So one of the things that I actually really like about this lens is the buttons that we have on here. Now I know we've got those on some of the new Nikon lenses, which is great, but not all third-party manufacturer lenses have these. This one does have the buttons, and what I use it for is switching the eye from one to the other, because obviously the autofocus in here, when we've got it set to eye, it will pick one. If I want it to the other, I just press the button while I'm holding the camera without moving, and it flicks it to the other. There we go, been in the studio, done a few photos. We're going to the edit suite now and edit these and look at it and just see what we're getting out of this and the quality. I've done a few different things, some mainly about 5.6 on the aperture, but then we've done a few with the lights in the background, which have been at 1.8 to get that bokeh effect as well. We'll see. So thank you very much, Amy, for being a star today, and let's go back to the studio. Well, there you go. Hope you like that lens as much as I like that lens. Check it out in the description down below. Like and subscribe. Be really amazing to see you here on this channel. See you on the next one.